What's today? I don't even say. I don't even know. I've been lost in the sauce. I'm having so much fun here on the road. I'm in the process of breaking down camp. We're up. We're out of the sack, and we're about to see how warm our coffee stayed last night. We made this before bed around sunset. Ooh, it's hot. It's tight. That's a good sign. Ooh, yeah, that sounds a good sign. Oh yeah, there's steam coming out of that baby. I tell you what, there's nothing like it. So, I know there's been some people concerned about the weather. It did drop down to 20 degrees last night, and I was perfectly fine. In fact, I slept so good. I got this, okay, so product placement review for Ozark Trail. I got the Ozark Trail one-man tent. It's all mesh. If I was stuck with just that, I would have been a dead man. That was my own fault, though, for trading out that really good gear top I had. The idea was smaller, more compact, lighter, less visible. All those things, yeah. But durability, warmth, no. Anyway, but I did get the 10-degree rated big red fluffy Sub-Zero sleeping bag from Ozark Trail, and that cost me about $50, but that was a lifesaver. That saved my life. That and the air mattress that I ordered before I left. I ordered this like blow up air mattress, and it's got like a little foot pump. It's a little bit better than like the cheap ones you get online, but well, I mean, it was a cheap one I got online, but anyway, it's very important if you're in like these kinds of temperatures and you're camping that you layer properly, and everything has to be layered, even your tent. So I put down a really good sturdy tarp. That was the 12 by 16 tarp I bought from the co-op store that I was so proud of myself for getting, and I was able to fold that out and cover up the entire bottom of the tent. And then I got the air mattress out, which gets me about a good 2 inches off the ground. And then, then the sleeping bag. And then I had my layers on. I had my compression suits. So I got 2 compression suits. One for the daytime, one for the nighttime. And I switch them out every day, no matter how inconvenient it is, because like right now I'm wearing my daytime compression suit underneath all this gear. I'm going to be active. I'm probably going to sweat. But later on when I cool off, that sweat gets cold. And so being able to put on dry clothes and warm them back up without any sweat in them is like the perfect way to go. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, you know, Krazy Red's alive. He's doing okay. It's funny, somebody out there manually claimed a song on one of my videos for the Masquerade March video, which got like 2 million views. And I'm like, so now somebody 5 years later manually claimed a like 11-second segment of Land of a Thousand Dances, and I'm like, this is the bullshit that I talk about when I talk about how it's not worth doing YouTube anymore. Because first off, that video got over 2 million views. It didn't make me a fucking penny. I mean maybe a penny, but not much more. And so anybody out there who thinks, oh, he's making all this money off this YouTube video, I'm gonna get his shit flagged, so he can't be making this money on YouTube anymore, just know that's not where my money comes from, okay? My money comes from me performing as an artist, and luckily for me, I got the SSDI when I was in my 30s, back when I was really crazy. And trust me, I'm still crazy. I'm just sober now, so it's a different kind of crazy, but I'd rather be out here in the woods than dealing with society. Anyway, I just want to let you know that we're just going to cut out that little segment and move on with our lives. And here's the real skinny on the YouTube. I'm lucky now if I make $100 a year, and it pays out usually after Fantasy Fest. I get like a surge of views, but like I said, it's not worth it. Like right now, I think my payout is at like $63, and I have to make like another 40 to get paid out on that. And there was a time when the videos did make money, and I was making $300-400 a month off of YouTube. Now I'm lucky if I make 100 a year. So it's really gone back to just being a hobby and a way for me to stay in touch with some of my fans, and a way for me to express my music. Put my music out there. I watch my channel probably more than most of my fans do or subscribers do, because I'm always watching these stupid, silly videos I make sure they're worthy of Red's stamp of approval. But anyway, I don't want to really burn too much battery. I just kind of wanted to make a live video. We're going to be doing a little bit more live streaming along the road to document. I think it's the 11th, and right now it's like almost 40 degrees out, but there's a really chill wind coming up from the south now. But that's the cool thing, is it's going to get warmer, and as I start to move and break down and take care of my business this morning, I'm going to get warmer, and we should be hopefully back on the road pedaling in an hour or two, depending on how this morning goes. I still got to break everything down. I don't know if you can see that. There's the tent right there. I'll probably do a little spray paint on it, because I like spray painting everything. My thing. And like I said, I'm an artist, man. I make money. I make more money. Some lady almost ran me over the other day, trying to give me money just for riding my bike. And she offered to give me a hotel room or a ride to Texas. I mean, I think she wanted more than just be a good Samaritan. I think she wanted some Redbone action. But I was in such a good flow. I just smoked a little Papalolo, and I was like finally moving downhill, and I was like, I don't want to stop for this lady. She's probably crazy anyway. Anybody that wants to help me is probably got a little something wrong anyway, So I'm sorry, lady, if you felt offended by that. She had Texas plates. I'd probably be sitting in Austin right now if I'd stop to talk to her, but that's the thing, man. We're all right now. I'm on a mission. I'm on a quest. And last night I had the most amazing sleep and dreams, and I feel great. My morale is very high right now. I did not feel a single bit of that cold last night. Once I got in my little sleeping bag zone, zipped up and was all in there, and took my last pee of the night. I drifted off, I think, around 10:30, and I woke up to the sound of the traffic going by, and I was like, oh shit, it's morning traffic already. What happened to the waking up at 1 in the morning, freezing my ass off shit I was worried about? None of that happened. In fact, I woke up dreaming of the valley, and I won't get into the dream, but it was a beautiful dream, and I got to see Zia and Ryan and all the kids, and I got to climb the mountain, and there were rainbows and women squashing grapes, making wine. It was a fucking beautiful dream. If I die and go to heaven in a dream like that, I will be a very happy man in the end. So even if I was freezing to death and that was my send-off, like walking up this mountain with rainbows and butterflies, and it was like beautiful women running around squashing grapes. I think my dream is to go live on a vineyard in Italy or something like that. But anyway, not a bad idea. Swiss Alps. Anyway, yeah, I was fine. I had a great night, and like I said, I woke up around 5:30 with this amazing, awesome dream, and I wasn't cold at all. I was even worried. I was like, am I dead? I don't feel nothing. Am I just frozen numb? And I started to wiggle my I was like, no, I was just so warm, so perfectly warm in that situation. I had dialed myself in so freaking good. And I tell you right now, I saved myself probably two, if not $300 on hotel rooms for the past 2 or 3 days. Because it was getting cold and I was getting nervous, and then survival instincts just kicked in, man. And I went to Walmart. Like, if I'd stopped to talk to that lady, I don't know what would have happened. I might have ended up going to Texas with her, but something just said, nah, you don't want to know me. I'm crazy. I'm doing shit in my head right now. I need to do my thing. Now here I am, sitting here warming myself to the sun, drinking hot coffee I made last night. And I made the coffee last night thinking, well, if it gets really cold and I can't hang, I'm going to have to break down. Midnight breakdown in the middle of the night. I'm going to want hot coffee. So I made this hot coffee, put it in my thermos, and kept it by my head as an emergency. But now I'm waking up. It's going on, I don't know, 10 o'clock. What time is it? 10:30. Okay. I'm not in a big hurry. That's the beautiful thing about this trip is I'm not in a big hurry. I'm pretty well funded. I even managed to save a couple dollars by changing out some gear at Walmart and not getting hotel rooms, because that was going to cost me probably a fortune. And that would have been my airplane money or my kids' escape airplane money. Because I do keep, like, 3 or 400. I try to keep at least enough money to either get me back to the islands or get my kid off the islands, whichever one needs to happen first. If there's an emergency, and that's what I do for my kid. I wish I could do more, but I'm working on all that stuff right now. And then, being sober after being an alcoholic for 30 something years, I have to like rediscover myself, not reinvent myself. I did that plenty of times. This is about rediscovery, like this rediscovering what it is that makes you tick, what it is that makes you feel good about yourself. And in some cases there's things that may have happened 20 years ago that you blew off because you were drunk and you whatever, you're hanging with your friends, but then 20 years later you realize that was the turning point. That was a pivotal moment in my life. And in some cases it's not always entirely our fault. Sometimes bad things just happen, or people we were close to do stupid things. And it's like a process. You have to work through things to get to the other side of it. But I've recently been going through some of that, and I'm not going to drop names or call people out on stuff. It's just I recently came to a realization that a certain part of my life had been completely foobarred by somebody who I thought was a friend, and realized that that's not a friend. That's not somebody who you consider a friend to do stuff like that to you. So anyway, I want to get all those details, but we're working through a lot of stuff, and we're making moves. And yeah, that's it. We're in high spirits. We got a good charge on the phone. We're charging up our battery right now with a solar charger, and we're going to break down here. And so far, I've had no problems. I've had a couple. I had an officer and a constable talk to me at a park down the road in Murray County, but they were actually really chill. So far here in Lawrence County, I've only had one drive-by where a sheriff went by real slow, and I just kind of waved, and he just drove on. But we are heading towards Alabama, and then maybe Mississippi. And I know how the South is. I've been through Alabama before. I'm not going to say much about it. I'm just going to say, might need to start how can I say this? Let's just say we're going to try to stick to the safest routes, the fastest routes, stay away from the more urban areas, especially in the deep south. But there's some certain cities we're going to have to blast through like we've had to do before, so that should be interesting. We're not flying any flags. We're not trying to give off any vibes, but we look pretty militant. So I don't know if I should get a rainbow flag and fly that through downtown Birmingham or what. But, things to think about. Anyway, I'm about at my limit here for live streaming. Got to keep these videos down about 15 minutes a day. They're not just for you, they're for me as a tutorial, and also it's just documenting my trips, my missions. I think in the end, unless I get taken out, surprisingly, I'm going to just publish everything on my YouTube channel. Because I've got thousands of videos now stored up. Certain videos are no longer on my channel. So if you're waiting for those videos to come out, you're going to have to, I don't know, wait for the porno channel to come back on or something. But I looked at the claim I got on my thing today, and it was manually done, which means the robot didn't do it. I mean, somebody actually went and looked at my video and found a 13-second clip with Dance of 1,000 Dances or something on it. I forget what song it was. It was something somebody was playing in the background. And I'm like, somebody went out of their way to scrutinize that video to find anything that they could possibly find to disenfranchise it. And whoever it was probably has no idea what little money is actually being made. So it was like a hit job, basically. And that's the thing. Competitors do that. There was probably some other Fantasy Fest person who saw my video and was like, I hate this motherfucker. I hate his videos. What can I do? Oh, he's got a song in it, something like that. So I just letting you know, Fantasy Fest is a bunch of bullshit now. They got this Fantasy Fest zone. I don't even give a fuck about that. I'm on a mission to find myself, so that when I go back to the islands, I'm no longer this person that I don't recognize anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Without the alcohol. And it's been 3 years now. So my body has recovered. A lot of it mostly has recovered, but my mind is still a battleground that I have to conquer. Being out here and fighting the elements, it helps you shed bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you're stressing out about something, it's bothering you, and then you gotta figure out how to survive 2 freezing nights in the cold in the wilderness. You shift gears, you go into survival mode, you shed that bullshit. Sometimes you gotta just say your piece and walk away too, but sometimes it takes being in a situation where you just refuse to go back to stupidity. You'd rather freeze. So that's where I'm at right now. But I'm not freezing, man. There's a fire inside that burns. It will never die. Krazy Red. Ah!